Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Amazing Animals Inc. It is a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna drop down into the 30s tonight. It's gonna be so cold. We're gonna do something a little bit different, a little different content than we usually do. Today we are going to do story time with a sloth.
Yeah, so one of my good friends, had a request for us to read a sloth book to our sloths for her kids. You know, a lot of kids are still doing virtual school, and so we wanted to do it for everybody to enjoy. So if you guys have kids, definitely check this vlog out.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a story time with our sloths.
Yeah, when Kylie said that she was gonna read a story to a sloth for one of her friends, I was like, why don't we just put it on YouTube? And she was like, okay. So here we go. Story time with a sloth, special for kids. So we're going to read Ready, Set, Sloth. And the author of this book is Janie Mary, and she is actually a sponsor of Lima, our baby sloth. And she's a children's book author, and she made this sloth book, and a lot of the proceeds to writing this book has gone to help the care and husbandry and taking care of baby Lima. So we are going to read Ready, Set, Sloth by Janie Mary.
Ready, set, sloth. Sloth story time with Luke. Sloth was slow, very slow. He dreaded school, and tomorrow would be the worst. It was Sloth's least favorite day of the year. All school race. Everyone always waited on him at school. He was the last one to finish reading the chapter in Amazon history. Anteater cleared his throat, and Picari tapped her hoof. Finally, she snorted. During science hour, the students planted a community garden. Sloth gently patted dirt around an avocado sprout. Then he carefully put a net over the seedling. He looked around and saw the rest of the class hadn't taken time to do that. As usual, they had left him behind. It was Sloth's turn to help lunch lady Llama in the cafeteria serve the food trays. He deliberately dished one spoonful of banana pudding to each of his classmates. Hurry up, Sloth. I am so hungry. Are you hungry too, Luke? Hurry up, Sloth. I am so hungry, Iguana said, sighing from the back of the line. Sloth's shoulders slumped, but he pretended not to hear. After school, Sloth felt slower than ever as he climbed to his house in the canopy. Maybe I should stay home tomorrow. Sloth decided to distract himself from the doubts by counting alpacas while drifting off to sleep. The sun rose and race day was here. Teacher Taper handed back the history quizzes. Sloth earned 100%. He was slow, but he was thorough. Janitor Jaguar told the class about some passing beetles. All the avocado sprouts had been eaten up, except for Sloth's. His had been protected by the net. He was slow, but he was careful. Lunch Lady Llama placed a thank you note on Sloth's tray. He was slow, but he wasn't wasteful. But now it was almost race time, and his dread of running came rushing back. The gym teacher lined up the students. This year, we are all doing an egg and spoon race that will challenge your hand skills and your foot speed, Coach Chinchilla explained. Ready, set, go, he boomed. Sloth was careful the starting line, focusing on his egg. All his classmates swiftly passed him. Capuchin and Picari dropped their eggs. Eggshells shattered in a big squishy mess on the ground. Anteater slipped in the sticky yolks. Everyone was bummed, bruised, and bathed in broken eggs. Another one. Sloth ran past the animal pileup, but he looked back, bit his lip, turned around, and helped everyone to their feet. Thank you, Sloth, Iguana said bashfully. You didn't have to do that. You could have won the race, pointed out Picari. Anteater stroked his sore nose. Well, you are the only one of us left with an egg. Go, Sloth, go. Finish the race. Sloth's heart was so full, he took off like a bullet. Well, a sluggish bullet, but he concentrated on not dropping the egg. Sweat poured down his fur. Huff, puff, huff, puff. Sloth delicately carried his egg across the finish line and heard cheers from his classmates. He did it. Sloth never had to get faster. He was always a winner, no matter his pace. Sloth stood tall and proud, gathering his friends for a group picture. Ready, set, smile. The end.
All right, so it comes with a page full of sloth facts. So I will read you the sloth facts, and we got Mom Lily and baby Lima up behind us. Pygmy, meaning very small sloths, were discovered as a new species in 2001. They can only be found on a small island off of Panama, and they're about 40% smaller than the typical sloth. Pygmy sloths are one of the most critically endangered mammals in the entire world. The two-fingered sloths, like the ones that we have, are really ready for Halloween 365 days a year. They have 4 back bangs that are actually pseudo-canines, meaning teeth, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Their real teeth grow continuously throughout their lives, just like a guinea pig and a horse. Sloths' muscles are great for pulling and gripping, but they cannot push. This explains why you don't see them walking on all 4 legs like other animals. They pull themselves along the ground. They really army crawl when they're on the ground. Sloths have 24 pairs of ribs, the most of any mammal. The rib cage is for organ protection. Sloths fall a lot from their canopies, sometimes even more than 100 feet. Without sloths, the world wouldn't have avocados. The prehistoric ground sloth was one of the only mammals large enough in its time to eat whole avocado seeds. Thanks to these gigantic beasts, these delicious foods we enjoy today were dispersed and multiplied by them. A key trait mammals have is control over their body temperature. Not so for sloths. To save energy, they sacrifice that ability. They rely on the environment's condition. Their core temperatures may change up to 10 degrees in a single day. All mammals have the same number of neck vertebrae, 7, except for sloths and manatees. They have 9. This means that 3-fingered sloths can turn their head about 270 degrees. So we really hope you guys enjoyed Sloth Story Time. I think Lily and Lima sure did, and so did Luke. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and as always, go out there and do something amazing.